and discuss matters relating to the heart. Here at Adult Conversations, you give all the advice by contributing on the subject's matter without judging. Yes, we do not judge on Adult Conversations. Adult Conversations on Women Radio runs every Monday through Thursday because we are here to break the culture. We're here to break the culture of silence. So if you have a story and you want us to bring to the family of Adult Conversations, you want us to talk about your story, you want us to weigh in on it and give you advice, please send your story along with your name and contact number to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. Tonight on Adult Conversations, should I test my girlfriends? Should I test my girlfriends? My name is Kola. I'm 32 and a technician. I'm seeing two ladies. Both are hardworking and caring. I'm ready to settle down, but I don't know who to pick. My friends advised I give a test and see who passes, and that will be my wife. Please, do you think I should do this? So this is Kola speaking tonight. Kola is a 32-year-old technician. He's seen two ladies, and by that, he is currently in. Well, I believe that what this means is he's in a relationship with two ladies. He's seeing two different ladies. He's in two different relationships with two different ladies. Now he says both of these ladies rather, both of these ladies are hardworking and caring. And he also said he's ready to settle down, but he doesn't know who to pick. His friends have advised him to give a test to these two ladies and see who passes the test. And then that person who passes the test will be his wife. So he's asking that do you think I should do this? And that's his question. That's Kola's question tonight. So please call in and give Kola some advice. The number to call is 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. That's the number to call. 07000 917 917. You can also send a WhatsApp message, send in a text message or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. And of course, you can listen live from any part of the world, wherever it is that you are, via the website www.wfm917.com. www.wfm917.com. Now, when you call in, ensure that you turn down the volume of your radio. I always say this, and it gets to a point where you feel like you've, but I'll keep saying it for the benefit of those who are calling for the first time. Please turn down the volume of your radio so that we can hear you clearly. It's standard protocol and it's important, please. Thank you. Also, make sure that when you call in, please don't stay too long on the phone. Just deliver your advice. Just tell me what you think. Share your advice with Kola and let somebody else take it from there. Let somebody else speak. Let somebody else air their view as well. It's important that we get as many possible schools of thought conversation. All right. So thank you very much as you do that. As always, we take messages off the Adult Conversations family first. The Adult Conversations family group chat, we take messages from there first to the evening. All right. And if you want to join the Adult Conversations family WhatsApp group, all you have to do is send your information via WhatsApp. Send your name and contact number via WhatsApp, indicating interest in joining the group, and send that information to 0703 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. And you will be added onto the group. Now, this one is our first message of the night coming in from Chinwe from Ichibu. Chinwe says, good evening, lady. The one that passes the test might not be the good one. So shine your eyes. And that's what Chinwe from Ejibo is saying. Tokwa from Ikorodu is saying good evening to everyone in the house. On Kola's dilemma, I will advise that you fast and pray for divine guidance on who among the two is the will of God for your life. May God help you to choose rightly in Jesus' name. That's from Tokwa from Ikorodu. Ken from Ikeja says, good evening, dear. What kind of test? Are you tasting egusi or guano soup? Please advise you to go to God in prayers. As you are planning to set a test for her, she too is planning to set a test for you, unknowingly to you. Or don't you think so? And that's from Ken from Ikeja. Okay, Joseph King is saying tonight from Lagos, Joseph King is saying, Kola, there is no need to waste time here. By now, you should know who you love. Between the two ladies, there should be clear signs for whom you have strong emotions for. There is no absolute need for any test because no human is complete. No one is perfect, not even you, Kola. You have your own shortcomings. And this is the main reason why double dating is not advisable. Double dating makes people to choose wrongly. So my candid advice to you, Kola, is if you're really dating for love, regardless of how many ladies you're befriending, you will definitely know who you truly love because love has got no record of wrongs. Okay, this one's from Big Sam from Moe. This one goes this way. I advise you to pray first because remember, marriage is lifetime. It's lifetime. And if you made a mistake from the beginning, it would affect you forever in your marriage. So please pray first and seek advice from the elders of your church, and God will speak to you or give you a sign on how to go about it. And that's from Big Sam from Moe. Please keep the messages coming in. Keep them coming in on Instagram. Keep them coming in on Facebook. Keep them coming in on WhatsApp. Keep them coming in on via text messaging as well. Our handle on social media is at WFM917, and that's where we are on Instagram, Facebook. So you can go on there and connect. We're actually live on Facebook and YouTube as well on the same handle at WFM917. At WFM917. We're live right now. So you can view, you can go on our Facebook page and watch the entire show as it goes down on your screen or on your phone. So thank you again, and let us begin the conversation. The number to call is 07000 That's the number to call, 07000 Now remember, when you call in, turn down the volume of your radio and remember to keep it short, simple, and constructive. Please don't stay too long on the line. Keep it short, keep it simple, keep it constructive. Okay, so Carla is telling us that he's seen two ladies. Now, the first question I would even like to ask, which directly or indirectly is not relevant to this conversation, is because, is why are you dating two ladies at the same time? Why are you in two serious relationships? A lot of the time, what guys do is that they have one main chick, they have one person that they really, really like, and they want to treat her nice. That's the person that they really love, and then they have the other person that they like, they care about that person, but that person is not as priority as the main person. So when it comes to this type of thing, they already know who they want to settle down with. They're just passing time or filling in blanks with the other one. But this is a man who is 32 years of age telling us that he is seeing two ladies, and he's seriously seeing these two ladies because now he's saying he wants to settle down and he needs advice on who to settle down with. Now, the most important thing here of what he's saying now is that he doesn't know who to pick. He doesn't know who to pick, but his friends have given him advice and they have told him to give these two ladies a test. Now, it could be one test, it could be two different tests, but the point remains that whoever passes these tests would be his wife. And that's according to the advice of his friends. They think that if any of them passes the test, if any of them gets the test correctly and qualifies, passes that test, that person qualifies to be his wife because that person has passed the test. Now he's asking, is it right? Do you think I should do this? That's his question. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ikorodu.
Please, I need more volume from you. What's your name?
I'm calling from Ikorodu, ma.
I can only hear you're calling from Ecuador. I can't hear your name. The line keeps breaking.
I'm very interested with the program, so I would like I would need advice. I need advice from you.
You're calling into the program for the first time.
You know what?
I can't really hear you. I need you to be louder, please.
I think advice from you. I'm from Ikorodu. I'm from Ikorodu, yeah.
Okay, what's your name? What's your name, please? Emmanuel. Matthias from Ikorodu. Thank you for calling. Yeah. All right, now.
Yes, Matthias.
I heard you, Matthias. Thank you for calling. So, what's
very bad?
Okay. So, what's your advice to caller Matthias? Yes, that network was really bad. So, I appreciate you for calling, but please try to call back when you have better network around you. Please try to call back when your network is much better. Now, if you're a guy and you've been in these shoes before, if you're a guy and you know what this feels like, you've dated two people before, and those two people were serious. You were not playing with them. It was not a joke. You were really interested in these two people, and then it got down to picking somebody to marry, and then you got confused. Now, this would be a great story for you to actually weigh in and give your advice on. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for calling.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
Matthias, my name.
Okay, Matthias, you're calling back. All right.
Yes, ma. Yeah, I'm calling from Ikorodu, ma. Yes.
Okay, thank you for calling.
So, I guess I want to explain to you.
Okay, Matthias, before you go on, we're profiling somebody's story here tonight on Adult Conversations. So if you're not giving advice on that person's story, but you want to share your own story because you want advice, what you will do is to send your story via text message or WhatsApp message to a number that I will call for you now. So when you send in your story, we will now bring it to Adult Conversations, and then we will talk about it and give you solutions.
Okay.
So that's how it works, Matthias. So let me read out that number so that you can send in your text message or your WhatsApp message. Okay? Do you have somewhere where you can put the number down? All right, so let me know when I can call it for you. Yes, 070. No, I'm not asking you for your number. I'm going to read out a number for you to send your story to.
Okay.
Yes, so let me read out that number for you. You put it down somewhere, send me a text or a WhatsApp message, and then we can talk about your story on the next program.
Okay.
On Adult Conversations. Okay, so let me call the number for you. 0703.
Okay.
175.
Okay.
65.
Okay.
37.
Okay. I get it.
Okay, that's it. All right, thank you, Matthias. Okay, so that's what Matthias is saying. And I literally just had to address that so that we don't get things mixed up on Adult Conversations. So thank you again, Matthias, for calling. All right, now, if you've ever been in this situation, this is a situation that is very tricky. It's very tricky because this person's happiness is basically um, dependent on this. This person's long term happiness, Kola's long term happiness. And I add long term to that because if he marries the wrong person, he would be happy for a short period of time because usually marriages are like that. Even if you marry the wrong person, sometimes at the beginning, it's still the honeymoon phase. They're still trying to live in the same house. There's still a lot of sex happening. So there's just all that. So there's so many things that can go wrong, but still go right at the same time. So it might not be too bad at the beginning, but after a while, then all these things begin to, they begin to part. And the real crux of the matter, the real crux of the relationship, the foundation of the relationship comes out. And if that foundation is not strong, and then you can't have long term happiness. So this is why it's important for Kola to choose the right person. But I mean, I've expressed the fact that it's a little weird to me that you're seriously dating two people, but then again, it, it's um it's not new. Let me just put it that way. It's not new. I don't think it's right, but it's not new that people do this. So we're not going to judge Kola over that. That is so not the question right now. That is not the context of conversation. That has no bearing on what he's asking for tonight. So he's asking for advice on if he should follow his friend's advice and give these two ladies a test. Do we think he should test these two ladies? So over the course of adult conversations, we have had stories over time that this whole test factor has come up. It has come up several times, and it doesn't always yield the right result. At the same time, it's not completely wrong either. But it's not a foolproof situation. It's not a depending on the kind of test. A lot of the time, you really can't see what the end result would be if it will get you to what you want, to what you want. So it's a very tricky situation. And then some guys don't really know how to do this, how to test somebody the way that it will reveal the person's true character. It's always a hit or miss sometimes. So he's asking that his friends are advising him to do this. Should he do this? Do we think he should do this? Okay, please call back. Please call back. So this is advice from his friend or from his friends that is leading towards this conversation. It's the advice from his friends that has gotten us to this point. Now, these two relationships with these two women, Kola seems very much to enjoy the company of these women. He seems to respect them. And that is evidenced by the fact that he did not describe any of these two ladies as hot or sexy or beautiful. He said they're both hardworking and caring. So sometimes you can feel the pulse of a guy's heart about how he feels about a lady when he describes her. If it's all about her physical appearance, she looks beautiful, she's this, everything just, her figure is this, oh, when she looks great in dresses, and then you know that okay, this person is just probably infatuated. But when somebody says, "Oh, they're hardworking, they're caring," it means they know the heart of the person. So they've spent time with this person enough to know that they like them, they're interested in them way beyond what they look like. And that's what this sounds like in Kola's story. That's what these two ladies sound like from the way Kola has described them. So he said they're both hardworking and caring. Now, for him to say these two things, it means that these two ladies have shown him that they believe in hard work. They actually practice being diligent at their jobs or at their tasks, and they are also very caring. So they've shown him care over time. They've shown him that they truly like him. They've shown him that they're interested in him and they want the best for him. So they've shown him all these things that makes him describe them as hardworking and caring. And now he's at this crossroads. He's at this crossroads. Who do I want? And should I follow the guide that my friends are giving me? Should I follow the guide that my friends have told me? Should I follow their advice and actually give these ladies a test that would determine who I should make my wife? Kola is 32. He's saying that he wants to settle down. He's saying, should I follow my friend's advice and give them a test to determine who my wife would be? Hello, good evening.
Hello. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for calling. What's your name and where are you calling
This
from?
is Wale, and I'm calling from Ikeja.
Wale from Ikeja. Thank you again for calling. How are you today?
I'm doing good. I'm fine.
I'm great. I'm great. Awesome.
Though I joined the conversation from the beginning of the program, and I realized that in Wale's case,
Cola's
since
case.
polygamy, since polygamy, Cola's case, since polygamy is not a crime in our society. So, in my own personal opinion, maybe he takes the two women for a while.
Say that again, please. Maybe he should do what?
I suggest he takes the two women for a woman.
He should marry both of them.
Yeah. Polygamy is not a crime in our society.
So you're saying he should marry both of them?
Yes.
Okay, so now the only reason why this advice for me is I'm not sure that this advice answers Cola's question, and this is the simple reason. He's asking if he should follow his friend's advice and give them a test so that he can determine who he should pick. If he's considering polygamy, then he would not even be thinking of testing them. He would just tell both of them that he wants to marry both of them. And if anybody wants to walk away, then they choose to walk away. In fact, as a matter of fact, that would be the test. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it points to the fact that he does not believe in polygamy, which is why he's trying to decide which of these two women he should go for.
I don't really understand. If you knew that this would be the outcome, then why taking two women in the first instance?
I don't think anybody plans to do this at the end of the day. Usually when
people... So now that the whole thing has so for wives or whatever shouldn't be a problem to him.
I didn't get
so that's why I'm saying suggest to man that he should go into polygamy. You cannot go one for one, then take books.
He cannot go into polygamy if that's not what he wants. That's my point. So it's all right. Well, thank you, Ali. Thank you for calling. No, the point for me here would be if Kola was thinking about polygamy at all, if it had been if Kola's mind was thinking of polygamy, if he was even considering polygamy at all, have considered marrying both these women. He would have considered marrying both these women. Then I'm not even sure if polygamy allows you to marry more than one wife at a go, at the same. I'm not too sure about that, but maybe it does. Maybe it does. But the point here remains that the person you want to marry will need to know that you want to marry them along with another person. So not only does Kola need to be thinking about polygamy for him to even think of dating and marrying both women, but they also need to be aware of it so that they can consent or deny the idea of being married to him, of both of them being married to him. So now this whole test situation, if there's anyone who has tried this test thing, even for ladies, sometimes that advice is given. Sometimes ladies get that advice. You need to test the man to know if he's the right person for you. Now, going by this advice, you would realize sometimes that it might not be such a great idea, but the outcome of it might be good for the relationship. It might be good for the forward movement of the relationship. And I say this because if you actually test the person the right way, going by what you know about the person, the person's nature, if you test the person based on the information that you have about them, their fears, their insecurities, the things that make them tick, the things that they like, things that keep them motivated. If you channel great, things that make them weak, their strengths and weak. If you factor all of these into the quality of test that you're giving them, then there's a high chance that if they fail that kind of test, then you probably caught them at a wrong time, or that's just who they are because you've weighed their pros and cons before giving them that kind of test. Now, but according to going by trends on social media, a lot of guys, a lot of men do not really know how to test people. They do the basic things like, oh, you put your plates down, she doesn't wash it, and you say, oh, she's not wife material. Or you come into you invite your lady friend over, she comes to your house, you leave the house messy and completely disorganized. And if she doesn't clean it up, then she's not wife material. Some of those things are completely silly. And it makes no sense to test anybody based on that. I mean, if I were your mom or your auntie, that basically any guest that comes to your house, you don't expect me to come to your house and clean up for you. I'm still a guest in this place. So the whole idea of testing them, whether they can clean up and whether they can cook or all of that, some of those things are important. It's important for your woman to know how to cook, but it's not the most important thing. That's not the thing that determines whether your marriage will last long or not. It's a deal breaker for some, but it's not the most important thing in life. It's really not. It's really not. So some of these flimsy trivial tests are the reasons why you don't necessarily will get the right outcome when you give a test like this. For somebody who is very principled, somebody who knows what they want in life, they're vocal about it, they speak up, they know how to defend themselves, they have the right set of principles, they have the right set of values, they know what they want, and they're not afraid to go for it. They are compassionate, they are loving, they're caring, they are mature, they're emotionally intelligent. You have all these things you want in a woman, but because she comes in and she doesn't clean up after you when everywhere is messed up, that now means she's not wife material. So that's what I mean by the quality of that test sometimes, in fact, a lot of times, determines whether you actually get the right outcome from it or not. So if this is the kind of test caller might be thinking of giving his women, whether they're hardworking and caring. I mean, though he says they're hardworking and caring, if this wash plates, no wash plates kind of test is what he's giving them, then chances are that he might not get the right result. And then we got that message earlier from someone. I think this Chinwe. Yes, Chinwe says the one that passes the test might not be the good one. Now, this takes me back to this. If your test is basic, like, oh, the person that cleans up, well, that packs up the plates and washes it is the right person. The person that doesn't do that kind of test, that doesn't do that, which automatically means they fail your test, doesn't make them the wrong person. The person who actually packs up the plates and washes it doesn't make them the right person either at the end of the day. And this is because the quality of test you put out there already was faulty in the first place. So this is a very, very tricky situation. But at the same time, I would appreciate that we do not judge Kola. Let's not say, oh, what was he thinking when he started dating two women? Yes, we know all of that. We know all of that. I believe there's no point crying over spilt milk. There's no point in crying over spilled milk. It has happened. It has happened. He now he pardon me. Now he realizes his fault in the matter, and now he wants to settle down. He wants to pick one person, but he's finding it hard to do that. He's finding it hard to do that because he doesn't know who he wants to go for. So it sounds like these two ladies are typical specs for Kola. And by specs, I mean it sounds like these two ladies would typically be ladies that Kola would be interested in marrying and settling down with. But now because they're two, this almost the same qualities you see in A are almost the same qualities you see in B. And then you're asking yourself, where do I draw the line? What do I do? And how do I pick the right person? So that's the original question. And then his friends say, oh, you know what? To pick the right person, just test the two of them and see who fails the test. That person that fails the test is the wrong person. The person who passes the test is the right person. And then Kola thinks about it and he's like, you know what? This sounds like a good idea. I'm not too sure. Let me think about it. And then that's how we hear it on adult conversations. So you're asking yourself, is this a good idea? So this is what makes me ask that question. If this has been your story, if you've ever been in, you were dating two ladies and then you wanted to settle down and you had to pick, what was your um what was your elimination process? What was your elimination process? What are some of the things that helped you get clarity, that helped you get clarity on the person you should go for? Now, the reason I'm asking this question is because Kola is asking, is it right for me to do this? Is it right for me to test my ladies this way? Is it right for me to test them? So if your answer is no, it's not right for you to do that, then we have to give him another solution. We have to be able to prefer solution to what is going on and what his dilemma is right now. So we can't just say, "Oh no, you shouldn't have done this," and that's it. You have to say, "Oh no, you shouldn't have done this. Maybe this is what you should have done, or this is what you should do going forward to try to figure out who the right person is." Now, the subject of prayer has come up in a number of times now, and I know that in the course of conversation today is going to come up again in a number of times. A number of times. It's going to come up a number of times. So you cannot exactly separate faith from these kinds of dilemmas, from these kinds of confusions. And this is why we lean on this higher authority, higher being sometimes to navigate our feelings, our emotions, our hearts generally. So this is where your faith comes in. So the school of thought that says pray about it, talk to people around you in your church, your pastors, get them to, listen to you and maybe help you, intercede for you, stand in the line for you while you also pray for yourself and then try to figure it all out. Kola is 32. At this point, he says he's ready to settle down. And that's always a good thing. That's always a good thing. So he's 32, he wants to settle down, but he doesn't know who to settle down with between the two ladies that he's dating. And then his friends have said, okay, you know what? I understand how you feel. I understand that you don't really know what to do right now, but just give them a test. Give them a test that will determine who gets to be your wife. Whoever passes the test is the winner, and that's the person that gets to be your wife. The person that doesn't get the test right is the person that has to leave and that you have to end things with. So, yeah, so that's where I'm coming from. Is it really possible though to love two people at the same time? Is it really possible to love two people at the same time? I just that just literally keeps, it keeps recurring in my head. Is it possible to love two people at the same time? Anyway, I don't really need us to answer this. This is just me putting my thoughts out there. It's Kola who needs your advice right now. Kola is the one who needs your advice. Kola is the one who wants to know if he should listen to his friends and present a test before these ladies, test them and whatever it is that he tests them on. And whatever it is that you test them on are the things that would determine whether or not they get to be his wife or not. So it's a pretty straightforward situation. But Kola is now asking, should I listen to them? Should I listen to children just because, oh, I want to marry? Should I really listen? That's what he's asking. So if you've ever been in this situation, you've you've been tested, or you've done the testing on your significant other or your potential significant other, let us know. Call caller or call into the studio, speak to caller, share your story. At the same time, please don't waste too much time on the phone. Share your story, but wrap it up with the advice that you have for caller. Share your story, wrap it up with the advice that you have for caller. Even if you do not have a story personally, but you know somebody who does, or you know how things can be, if you can share the story, then please do. Please do. So that caller here can get some clarity, he can get some direction, and maybe he can get, what he needs at this moment, whatever it is that he needs at this moment. So these are two ladies that are in a relationship with a 32-year-old man, and this man is a boyfriend to both of them. So I can imagine Lady A talking about, oh, Christmas, I was spending it with my boyfriend and all that. And the second lady is somewhere there wondering, oh, I'll be spending this weekend with my boyfriend too. And at the end of the day, it turns out to be the same guy. So this is obviously what Kola doesn't want. This is what he doesn't want. He doesn't want to be caught in the middle, but he needs to make a choice. He needs to make a choice because now he wants to settle down and he doesn't know who to pick. Now, these are the kind of decisions that can make or mar you. The choice of a life partner changes you in a lot of ways, particularly when you particularly when you've been in a hard place, you've been through some hard things, and then you have these two people that were by your side in that time. So now you're just confused. You don't know who to pick. You don't want to break anybody's heart, but you know that you just maybe want to pick one person. And then at the end of the day, it's sad and the other person feels miserable. But at least you would have gained what you want as a person. You'd have been able to say that, oh, okay, I did my best and all of that. But it's imperative that we see that Kola is ready to settle down. I repeat this because if he's not ready to settle down, he will not even be having this. He will not be, turning in his story. He will not be sharing his story with us to profile if he really doesn't. This is a man who really wants to have a wife and then children, and then and children. Yes, a wife and children. So he wants to know that in a bid to make the right decision for who I want to marry, my friends have told me, you know what, out of these two ladies that are dating, just give them this test. Any one of them that passes, now your wife be that. Any one of them that doesn't pass, that is not your wife. So if you've been in this situation and a test helped you determine whether this person was right for you, it's important to share your story. Share your story and give advice to caller. The number to call is 07000 917 917. That's the number, 07000 917 917. So you can also send in a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. That's where to send your text messages and your WhatsApp messages to tonight as we discuss Kola's story. Okay, so I'll take some of these messages, and these ones are coming from Facebook. These ones are coming from Facebook. So let me go on Facebook and get some of these comments. Okay, so this one is coming in, and it's kind of a funny one, but I'm going to read it anyway. I'm going to read it anyway. This one says, you see the wahala you put yourself inside? It's applicable even to ladies to double date. And now you're confused. What if both of them pass the test? Or the both of them fail the test? Or one passes after you marry her, she don't show you pepper. Okay. So he said you will be in bitterness, regretting that you married older and could have been the best choice. But this is the danger of double dating. My guy, just close eye, choose one. Emini IB Dollar says, just pray to God, He will show you way. He will show you way. Okay, this one's coming from Oluwaseun Emmanuel, who says, the devil wants to package rubbish for you. Tell the both of them that you need a break. What if both are not your ordained wife? Great question. What if both of them are not my ordained wife? So what happens? What happens next? Where do we go from here? And how do we address this situation? Because you can only take a horse to the water. You cannot force it to drink. You can only take a bunch of ideas, but you cannot force him to pick who he wants to pick at the end of the day. So this picking process now is literally what is the foundation of this conversation tonight, because he's seeing all these beautiful ladies, and at this point he's asking himself, should I go for Tinu or should I go for Tola? And these are the two names I'm giving these two ladies tonight. He said Tinu and Tola are both hardworking and caring. Should I go for Tinu or should I go for Kola? For Tola. So it can be very, 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 very tricky. It can be very tricky, which is why I'm saying if you've done this test thing before, whether you're a guy or whether you're a lady, if you've been tested or if you've tested someone, when I say if you've been tested, I mean sometimes you don't know that it's a test. Then after the marriage, they now tell you that, oh, remember that day that you came to the house and everywhere was looking messed up and then you started cleaning up and everything. Yeah, that was me testing you. So that's what I mean by if you've been tested, meaning that it will have happened already. The person would have already told you that you have been that you're in this situation, that you're being tested or that you have been tested in times past. So if you've been tested or if you have tested somebody before, if you wanted to get an outcome, you were curious about something and you wanted to test your significant other to know if they pass the test. If they pass the test, then of course, then it is what it is. But if they don't pass the test, then you probably will be thinking, oh, this is not the right person for me because they didn't pass your test. That's why I say the quality of the test is very important. The number to call to give Kola some advice tonight is 07000 917 917. 07000 917. And remember that when you call in, ensure that you turn down the volume of your radio. Ensure that you turn down the volume of your radio and keep it stable, keep it static, so that we can have a smooth flow of conversation. So, back to the subject at hand. It's just occurring to me, or I would like to understand how long this has gone on for. You know, how long has this gone on for? And how are we at the point where we are talking settling down and marriage, but we're just not sure who that we want? So it is a very tricky situation. It's a very dicey situation, but it's not something that cannot be handled. It's not something that cannot be addressed. It's not something that cannot be addressed. So this is the tipping point. This is the tipping point for Kola. This is the point where if he follows his friend's advice, he will finally find one person that he wants to cut off and then one person that he wants to settle down with. And that's why he's asking, is this a good idea? Should I follow my friend's advice and test these two ladies? Do you think he should do that? Or do you think that testing them is not a great idea because they probably can't find her? They probably are in that situation, maybe when they give the wrong kind of test. Now, I'm emphasizing wrong kind of test because if you're giving some really generic tests, then you just might lose out on the person who is really meant for you. You might lose out on the person that's really meant for you just because you said something or you were looking out for something that was very mundane. But now this man is not a young person. He's not 20. Kola is 32. He's 32. Now I don't know the length of time that he has dated these two ladies for. Kola, if you're listening, tell us how long you've dated these two ladies for. Did you have one original person and then this happened, or you met both of them around the same time, or just let us know. Okay, just let us know what exactly is the situation and how long you've been with both of them. Because the reason I'm asking this is if you've been with one significantly longer than you've been the other, then you know that, oh, okay, maybe this was the original person and then you just met this one. So do you think he should actually follow his friend's advice and test them? Hello, good evening. Hello? Hello? Hello, good evening. Okay, please call back. Please call back. Hello, good evening. Hello. Good evening. Thank you for calling. What's your name?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Tai.
Your name again, please.
Taye.
Taye, where are you calling from?
Ogun State.
Yes. Where in Ogun State, please?
Ikorodu.
From Corridor. Thank you very much, Taye. Taye, are you calling for the first time?
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. That's me appreciating you for calling. Thank you very much. All right, so Taye, what is your advice to Kola? Do you think he should test these two ladies according to what his friend has told him?
So me, I think we should test the two ladies and we should find one advice for him. He should follow his friend's advice.
Okay. So you think that if he tests both of them, he will know who the right person is. The person that passes the test is who he will now marry.
Yes.
Oh, okay. No problem. Thank you so much, Taye. Thank you for calling. Okay, so that's Taye, and Taye is in support of what Kola's friends have advised him to do. Taye is telling us that, it's not a bad idea. He should actually reach out to these people through this test. He should test them and get them to either fall for it, either pass it or fail it. He should just put the test out there and let everything happen, let everything play out. That's what she's saying, that she's in support. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Good evening. Thank you for calling.
Evening.
Good evening. What's your name, please, and where are you calling from?
Ijoma. My name is Ijoma.
Ijoma, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ogba.
Ijoma from Ogba. Ijoma, is this your first time calling?
Yes.
Ijoma, thank you. That's for you. I celebrate you. Thank you for joining me this evening. All right. So Ijoma from Ogba, what do you think Kola should do?
The advice I have to give is that let me follow his friend advice. To test the two ladies.
Okay.
And then.
Hello, are you there? Okay. So Ijoma is basically saying, yes, just follow what your friends are saying. Actually test them and you'll find a wife from the person who passes the test. Now, I'm going to quickly read some text messages. And of course, please, you can call in as the conversation goes on. The line to call is 07000 917 917. That's the number to call. 07000 917 917. You can send in a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. Now, this one's coming from Gerald. Gerald said, As for me, I would advise him to follow his heart. But if he insists on setting a test, then he should set a test that will help him know the one that has the love of a family at heart and go for her. Okay. Thank you. All right. So this one is from Norita, texting from Magboro. Norita says the guy should go on with the test, but he should make sure the tests are reasonable. He should go on with the test, but he should make sure the tests are reasonable. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Should he also listen to his friends and test these two ladies in order to pick your wife? Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. Thank you for calling. What's your name?
Good evening. My name is Victoria.
Victoria, thank you for calling. What's your name? I mean, where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from Ibafo, Izel Village.
Victoria from Ibafo. Thank you so much. Victoria, are you a first-time caller?
Yes, this is my first time.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me tonight. All right, so Victoria, what do you think caller should do? What's your advice to him?
My advice for him is you should go after his heart.
Okay.
And you should set a test for the both of them.
Oh, your own is two of them together.
Yes, you should message, or you should set a test for the both of them.
Okay. Because a text message I just read said, oh, you don't necessarily have to set a test. You can just go with your heart. So I thought you were going to say just go with your heart too. But you're saying
you should go with
his heart, but also set the test, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you a question. If in his heart, though he says that both of them are hardworking and caring, maybe if he's really, really, really liking one more, maybe if he likes both of them 50% each, and this is just me saying, but he now likes one more person 60%, and then he now sets that test, is the person that he likes 60% that now fails the test. How is it going to merge both? Do you understand? Do we understand my question? Thank you very much, Victoria, for calling. The question now, what I'm saying is, the last text I read from, this one is from Gerald. Yes, from Gerald. He says, follow your heart. Gerald said, follow your heart. So if his heart is pointing out to one person more than the other, just maybe slightly more. If his heart is pointing to one person more than the other person, and then he sets this test, and the person that his heart is pointing to is the person who fails the test. How is it going to go for the person he wants to go for, the one that his heart wants, or the person who passes the test? Would that not cause some kind of confusion? Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for calling. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Hamza. I'm calling from Bega, Lagos.
Hamza, thank you for calling. Hamza, are you a first-time caller?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's for you. Compliments of the season, Hamza.
Ma'am?
Compliments of the season.
Best wishes, ma'am.
Okay. So Hamza, you're a man. And
yes.
In this kind of situation, I don't even know what to say. That's why I'm glad I'm just the one moderating the conversation, because I don't even know where to start from now. So, but looking at it from a man's perspective, do you think he should listen to his friends, or he should follow his heart, or what else do you think he can do?
Okay. My advice for the caller is, first, there is no way you can love two persons acting the same way. If you are, you are a father or a mother, you born like 5 people. The love you have for them differs. You must like one more than the other. Likewise, too, when you have girlfriend, 1, 2, you must like one more than the other. Then, given the situation, the caller said both of them are hardworking, meaning he has both them, they are wife material, both. Then in this situation, there is no need to test. If you check inside yourself, choose the one your heart as in one, the one you love. Since both of them are hardworking and they are wife material, there is no need to test it.
So there's no need to test them.
Yes.
He should just pick the one that he loves more.
Yes. And he must have one that he loves more.
Okay. So he should follow his heart. You're in support of the person who texted, Gerald, that texted and said, follow your heart.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There is no need for test. You just go for the one you love.
Okay. Thank you, Hamza. Thank you for calling. Please keep calling. We want to hear more from you.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, so Hamza from Badger is saying that there is really no way that you can love two people the exact same way at the same time. There's really no way that you can love two people the exact same way at the same time. So he's saying because there's no way that that's happening, that means that there most likely is one person out of these two hardworking and caring ladies that you like more, that your heart is gravitating towards. That's the person that you want to really be with. That's the person that you really want. So Hamza is saying, if there's that one person that even if you like that person, you love that person slightly more than the other person, he's saying just follow your heart. There's no need for any test. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for calling. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm not calling from Ijoku.
Tell me your name again, please.
I'm not.
Abnat.
Yeah, Nathaniel.
Nat. Okay.
Yeah.
Nat, thank you for calling. Where do you say you're calling from? Ijoku?
Yes.
From Ijoku. Thank you. Okay, so Nat, what do you think about this? What's your advice for caller?
I'm really interested in this story because it's something that is complicated. It's just like my own experience.
Okay.
Presently I have ladies like that I'm in love. So I think it should be the first. You have a lady that you have met first. Maybe you should go with the first lady that you met. Hello.
Okay.
I think it's that one that we have more love for than the other.
But are there no cases where you meet somebody or you've been in a relationship with somebody for 1 year, everything is good, and all of a sudden within 2 months you meet another person and within 2 months you fall for them really hard, and then you feel like you love them even more than you love the person that you knew for 1 year? Are there not situations like that?
Yeah, but like my experience, the one I'm in love with is the first one I met. You understand? So when I introduced myself to her, she was like, she be patient with her. And she got like wife material.
Okay, she was wife material.
But the other one also the same thing also. Understand? But I haven't introduced myself to the second one. Okay,
you're not in a relationship with the second one yet.
Yeah, you haven't confessed to her.
Okay, but you like her.
Yeah, but the first one I've confessed.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you're basically saying he should just go for the first person he established a relationship with, the first person that he fell in love with.
Yes, the first love is very important.
Okay. I appreciate you calling. Thank you very much, Nat. And I hope that you I hope you sort out your situation too. Maybe you should take your own advice and go with the person that you fell in love with first.
Sure.
All right. Thank you so much, Nat. Thank you for calling.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nat is saying that he's in a similar situation, not quite the same thing, because he says he is not in 2 serious relationships. He is in one, but the other person, he really likes that person. he's falling in love with the person, but he thinks that he's going to go for who his heart wants, basically, at the end of the day. But in regards to Kola's story, Nat is saying that Kola should go for the person he loved first. The person he loved first. Now, I remember saying this earlier that I don't know how long you've been dating these two people. There's no how you met both of them at the same time. And even if you met both of them at the same time, there's no how both of them agreed for you at the same time. So even if one person agreed one day before the other person, somebody agreed first, and somebody you were in a relationship with one before the other, even if it's by 2 hours, even if it's by just 2 hours, that's the difference. That you definitely were in a relationship with one before you were with the other. So according to Nat, he's saying that's the person that you should be with, the person that you fell in love with first. That's the person that he thinks that you should be with. Okay, so this one is coming from Samuel Ohiri. Samuel Ohiri is saying, "Hi, Damsel. How is work and family? They're all fine. Thank you. Work is good. Thank you, Samuel." He's saying, for me first, he should go into prayers. He should go into prayers. Then he should check out for the one that is more spiritual and natural to the core, for the one that is more spiritual and natural to the core. And please let him not deceive himself. He loves one more than the other. He should do the needful. So this is a fusion of two things now, or even three things. Samuel is saying you should go into prayers, which is supporting some of the points of our initial texters today. So he's saying go into prayers and pray about it, try to sort it out with God, try to get some answers from God. He also says you should check out of these two ladies, check out the one that is more spiritual and natural at their core. The heart is very important. The heart is very important. Sometimes some people are so stuck on material things, they're so stuck on all these things that they can gain from someone that they are just, that's what they're there for. They're not there because they want to give you happiness or because they want to work on life with you or work with you in the journey of life. That's not why they're there. They just want to have a good time with you. And it's important to know that such people exist, and it's important to know where to put them in your life. Okay, so going back to the message, Samuel Ohiri is saying he should check out for the one that is more spiritual and natural to the core. And then he now finally adds and wraps it up and puts a topping on it and said, please let him not deceive himself. He loves one more than the other. He should do the needful. Said he loves one more than the other. He should do the needful. So this goes back to something else that has been said earlier. That there's no how you love these two people exactly the same way. You definitely love one more than you love the other. So he's saying, Samuel is saying, go for the one that you love more. Make sure that they're spiritual and natural at the core, and just don't deceive yourself by thinking that you don't love one more than the other. So he's saying just do the needful. Thank you very much. Continuing message from Gerald is saying, the truth is that no one is perfect, so he should follow his heart. No one is perfect, so he should follow his heart. And he adds that that's what I would do if I were Kola. Says no one is perfect, and he should follow his heart. Now, there really is no perfect person. There's no perfect person anywhere. Perfection is overrated and it's so unreal. It is not attainable at all. And there's no way that anyone sits in any part of the world and can confidently say that they are happy, they're content, they're how do I put this now? That they're perfect. Their life is perfect. Nobody can say that their life is perfect because everybody has struggles. Everybody has struggles. So the most important thing, according to Gerald, he says, love is love. Yes, He says no one is perfect, so he should follow his heart. That's what I would do if I were Kola. So he's talking about love here. No one is perfect, but if you love somebody past all their imperfections, then you found a good one. So, what do you think? Do you think he should take his friend's advice and give these two ladies a test or not? Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for calling. What is your name and where are you calling from?
That is from there. Hello,
Yes, I can hear you. What's your name, please?
it's Shadi from there.
Sade. Hi, Sade. Good evening. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Thank you for calling, Sade. Are you calling for the first time?
No,
Okay. I hope you had a good day and compliments of the season, Sade.
thank you. And you too.
Fine. Thank you so much. Same to you. All right.
So my advice
Yes,
to
please.
caller is that is it caller or
Yes, it's Kola. His name is Kola.
no matter how you are dating to someone, when you say they have a good work, and if you like one right? Maybe when you people have misunderstanding and you see the first one reaction, maybe when you are talking, you the thing is going to that you want to listen to you, no matter what, you make difference between two of them. Because I had something like that.
Mm.
When I'm dating one guy, so it's just that he loves me, I love him. But one day I'm just from work, I'm very, very strong, I'm at home. So I lie down. When he came back, he saw me lying there. What happened to me? Are you related to me? Hello?
I'm with you. I'm with you, Shadi. I'm with you.
I have to ask him what the problem is. I'm not feeling fine. Then take drugs now. So that's why I'm not lying down a day. Take something and do it. Okay? So you have told me that, yes, I'm going to my friend's place. This is what I want to just do it for me. I don't feel like, so, but I don't want to say anything about that. I did it. When he came back, he I didn't say anything. The next day I called him. But what do you do? You don't even want to know anything about it. He said, just tell me that. I know you'll be fine now. You understand? That is something I said, yes. I'm not sat down. Am I sure am I going to cope with this guy? And the next, maybe the people that I just cut it off. I did not call him, did not call me. Then later I got the man, the guy. When we are in that relationship, let's say 3-6 months, I say, let me test this man, let me see what is going to happen. When I'm back from work, I'm not sick, I just pretend on my bed, lie down there, when we go back, say, what is the problem, what happened? I just sit there, they say, wow, what have you take? Have you take drugs? Have you do you understand? It's clearly, I just close one of my eyes and be looking in to know what exactly, maybe just pretending or maybe really care for my head. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, I just, yes. So when you have to go to, can you go to it? Because it's already night that I take care of myself. The next one, he is the one that called me that, are you not going to go to a store to take care of, to know exactly what happened? You are not just going to just be buying drugs and be using. You understand? You don't tell me, you know, your health is important to me. I just, I think no problem. I will protect everywhere and I will go to my work. If you know, I should wait. I'm not okay, no problem. So I should go to your routine work. I know what to do. When you now left, I now sat down and said, but what am I going to do? I'm not praying that God, is it the first person they had for me with the second person? And the head of that, then as I'm telling him, I'm giving the guy now, please, because you know when I know everything about it, if I have this to do, Mama, you used to call me Mama, Mama, if you are okay. Not without money, but let the love and the caring. So my advice for caller, you should follow his path. No matter how you know the person that you love more. So don't follow his path and try. But if you want to try to believe it, you can. But let him follow and know what is really for him. So that's my advice. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shadi. Thank you for calling.
You're welcome.
You know, Shadi really just, gave us a lot of insight to this. And this is particularly because she shared some parts of her story. And basically, these two guys, they're in the mix in her life. And then she falls ill. And then one of them doesn't even really, really care about her. He's focused on what he's doing. He doesn't really create time for her. And the other person is so caring, doesn't have a lot of money, but the person is there consistently, asking, oh, have you bought this? Have you bought that? Have you taken your medication? How are you feeling now? And that person was there for her, making her feel loved, making her feel special in that time of need. So this makes you ask yourself that, oh, okay, which of these people actually really care about me? And she's saying that those are the kind of things you have to look into. Those are the kind of things that Kola should be looking out for, and not just basic things. Those are the kind of things that Kola should be looking out for in these two people. So whether or not she gives them a test, it's not important. According to Shari, it's not important. The most important thing is those qualities that you really can hold on to, even in good times and bad times, when you eventually settle down with this person. So thank you again, Shadi, for calling. This is 27 minutes to 11 on Your Women Radio WFM 91.7. We're still profiling the story of Kola. Kola is telling us tonight that he doesn't know if he should take his friend's advice. Now you're wondering, what do I mean? If you're just joining us, this is his story. Kola is 32. He is a technician. Kola is 32. He's a technician. He says he's seeing two ladies. Both are hardworking and caring. He says he's ready to settle down, but he doesn't know who to pick. So he doesn't know who to pick. So his friends gave him an advice and said, you know what, maybe you should test them. So give them a test. And the person who passes the test will be your wife. And that was how this whole idea came up. That's how this whole idea came up. So he's asking that should I take this advice and find where to lay my head when it comes to future wife? Should I take this advice, find the person, the exact person using this test or not? What should I do? That's what he's asking. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, my sister. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Tell me your name and where you're calling from,
Hello?
please. Can you hear me?
Hello? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Olu is my name. I'm calling from Obawale.
Olu from Obawale.
Yes.
Okay. So, yes, what's your advice to Kola?
Okay. What we are discussing this evening is a spiritual exercise. And if you want to get in, you must travel it before the Lord. It's not an exercise that you want to do by your own self. What you are supposed to do in the flesh. So, what is important there is ordinarily is not supposed to dominate.
Mm-hmm.
It is still okay. You can still go to God, provided you're not the one that are doing all sorts of immoral.
So basically, what is the advice for Kola?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you, Olu. I can hear you. So I'm asking.
Everybody thought that we're engaging in all sorts of girls. He can still go to God, and God can still show for him in between.
Okay, Olu, your line is breaking. Your line is breaking. Your line is breaking. Your line is breaking.
I don't have a better line.
Okay, so
just get it. Saying is that he is not the one that does all sorts of immoral program. Let him go to God. Let him pray. God will direct him to who to really marry. God can still do it. Giovanna is a child of God.
Thank you, Olu. Thank you for calling. God can still do it, is what's always saying. Amongst other things, he's saying that the most important thing is for you to be in tune with this person, to know that this is the will of God for you. And he's saying caller should pray about it and make sure that this is the voice of God for him when it comes to picking a wife. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for calling. What's your name?
My name is Jonathan. I'm calling from Agro.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, tell me your name again, please.
I said, my name is Jonathan. I'm calling from Agro.
Okay, I still didn't get your name, but please go ahead.
Valentine.
Valentine, thank you. Okay, February. Okay.
You get it right now.
Yes, I heard it just before you said February 14. But thank you, Valentine. Thank you for calling. Are you a first time caller?
Ma?
Are you calling for the first time, Valentine?
No. This is my second time.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Okay, my advice to the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Let him have the two girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
In his mind, he have one that have a mind to pick. That's one, two. I have a sister that work. She's a nurse by profession. So one day, a guy that work in a particular company, they use their hospital gas in their public clinic. I mean, you're hearing me?
Of course.
So the guy was sick, and she performed her normal duty, taking care of him by trying to give injection and other things.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy saw her as a wife material. The guy invited her. So for the first day, he invited her, they talk, and the guy called her giving invitation to come. The guy went to his house and dated the whole house, all signed, mess up the house. You are hearing me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when this lady came, I collected key from the neighborhood that he asked her to collect key. I opened the door. The house was messed up.
The house was messed up.
The house, inside the house was messed up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And the lady diligently pick up broom, sweep, clean, after doing all those things, and cook for him and go. He did it for almost 3 times in a different pattern. And the lady humbled herself. And the guy picked her, said, this is a wife material. The lady is my sister, is Igbo, and the guy is not Igbo. And that's how they marry till today. No problem. So, what's the color or what is his name?
Yes, that's his name.
Can still do the same. Test the two of the lady by this kind of thing. And you know the one that is humble, that can endure, that can take rubbish without complaining.
How is that a good thing? How is that a good thing, Valentine? Somebody that can take rubbish. Somebody that can take rubbish without complaining.
Yes. That's how to know how a lady that is humble to the core. The lady that when he come out, in any condition, she will stand it without complaining.
No, that's not what it should be. That's not what it should be. Without complaining means that you don't have an opinion. And that's not a good idea. If there's something wrong, you complain, you talk about it, and that's how they settle it. But if you never complain about anything, that means whatever is thrown at you, whether it's good or bad, you take it and you will not complain. And then you'll be suffering in silence and you will die in that silence. That's not how to live life. That's not wife. If that's if that's anybody that you know, if that's their understanding of wife material, that's wrong. That's wrong. Please correct them. They don't have the best interest of that person at heart. Because the truth of the matter is, if that person is going through something difficult, if they cannot talk to you as their spouse or as their boyfriend or as their girlfriend and tell you that, oh, I'm not really liking what's happening right now, so that we can talk about it and we can come to a solution, then there's a problem. then that means the person is just taking all the good things and all the bad things, and the person is just swallowing it, and the person is just swallowing it and so enduring and enduring and enduring. How long can somebody take that for before they break down? And is it until they break down before somebody recognizes that, oh, this person has been suffering for so long? That's not a good thing. No, nobody wants to be at somebody's funeral and all that everybody was saying about them. This woman was very quiet. This woman was very quiet. She never complained. That's not a good thing. That is not, because at that time the person would have been dead. And if the person could have just opened their mouth to say, my husband or my boyfriend, or please help me look at this matter. I don't like what's happening. Maybe we can talk about it and settle it.
It's a test. It's just putting her in a test. But let him go to a prayer and let him go to his church. There is pastor, there's what they call a marriage committee. They will pray for the two ladies. They will tell him that is wife.
I don't think that's how marriage committees work. You cannot take two people to marriage committee. You can only take one. You can't take two people now, Mr. Valentine Haba.
You cannot take them to they write their name and give the marriage committee. They will start to pray. They will tell you, this A is your wife.
Okay, then you now bring down one and say, okay, this person is chosen. Oh, okay. Okay.
You got me right what I mean now.
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
Like me now, when I want to marry, I have about 5 girlfriends. Then I write their name and give them. After pray, they say the other one. Now number 3, and that's my wife.
No problem. Thank you very much, Valentine. Yeah. Thank you for calling.
So that is
okay, so Valentine is basically saying you should pray about it. Find the best ways to approach it in prayer, approach the subject in prayer, pray about it, talk to God about it, and then, find what that solution would be from God, hear from God, and know the person that you desire, and know the person that God desires for you, rather, as your wife. He's also saying you can take their names to church and then have your pastors or spiritual authority pray about it, and then let you know who God has said is the person for you. He's also saying it's not a bad idea to test them so that you can actually know the person who can endure, the person who can be wife material, So he's saying all these things, basically, that you can put all these things together and it will still get you the desired outcome. Hello, good evening. Please call back if you can. The number still to call is 07000 917 917. You can send in text or WhatsApp messages to 0703 175 6537. Okay, please call back if you can. All right, quickly reading messages. This one is coming in from Gabriel Sampson from K2. Gabriel is saying, good evening, everyone. Mr. Kola, up till now, you never know exactly who you love among the two ladies that you have. You need to pray seriously so that you won't make a serious mistake of your life in marriage. May God help you. Okay. Please try to call back. Okay, so let me read this one. Okay, this is Gerald, and Gerald is still saying, okay, I had a girlfriend that broke up with me for another guy. We went our separate ways with different lovers, only to discover that we don't love our recent lovers from our heart, but we're on a game of who will come back first. We would sort ourselves out, but she had confessed her love partially and had admitted her mistakes, but I still love her unconditionally. What I'm implying is that he should go after the love of his heart and not his friend's advice. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. Thank you for calling. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Agatha from Matobu.
Agatha, how you doing?
I'm fine now. I work.
Work there, or you see, I enjoy myself now. Thank you for calling. Thank you.
My advice to caller is that there is no way one man can love two ladies at once.
He have to get one that he love most. Are you getting me?
Yes. So what do you advise
And
him to do now? What do you advise him to do?
my advice to him is that for me to into the elbow hand of God. That God will speak for him.
Okay, so he should pray about it.
He will pray about serious prayer.
Okay. 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 Thank you. Thank you very much, Agatha. Good night. Okay. Agatha is also saying pray about it and let God direct you to who your actual wife is. Now, when we started this conversation, I was talking about long-term happiness. Long-term happiness. Marriage is a lifetime contract. Marriage is a lifetime promise to one person to love the other person literally till death do us part. So if you go with your friend's advice and you eventually marry somebody who passes your test, now let's bear in mind that I can't just get out of my head the points that Chinwe made earlier in the messages where she said, be careful because the person that passes the test might not necessarily still be the right person for you. So if that person passes the test, but that's not the right person for you, at the end of the day, they become the temporary right person for you. So that happens and the fire burns out. And after a while, everybody's eyes are open. And then you realize, oh, this is not the right person. And then where do we now go from there? Do we try to make the wrong person the right person? Or do we file for a divorce and start afresh looking for the actual right person? Now, this is not to say that your friend's advice will not work either. It just depends on the kind of test. It depends on the kind of test. And I'm saying this because if these tests are just simple tests and tests that doesn't have any depth, now this is not to say you should give somebody a test that will break somebody's heart or force them into doing something that they will ordinarily not do. Force them into doing something that they will ordinarily not do. Take great risk and great sacrifice for you, only to find out that it was a test. It will be completely heartbreaking. And apart from that, they will lose trust in you. They will not trust you again. Because even on the day that you finally say that, oh, you really need help, they will go all out for you, but they will remember that there was once upon a time that they went all out for you, only for you to say that, oh, you were just testing them. So these kind of things are there are situations that we need to be careful about when it comes to these tests. So if you're just joining us, and even though we're rounding up very soon, if you're just joining, this is Adult Conversations where we share real life issues and discuss matters relating to the heart. My name is Sumta Titilayo Ajama, and we're profiling Kola's story tonight. Kola is telling us that he has two girlfriends who are both hardworking and caring, and he wants to settle down. He's willing to settle down, only he doesn't know who to pick. He has told his friends about this situation that he's in, and his friends have advised him to test these two ladies. His friends have told him to test these two ladies, and they've told him that whoever passes the test is the person that he should marry. And now he's asking, do I do this? Do I test these two ladies? Or what do I do? And that's where we are right now. So if you think that he should test them, please keep calling. Keep your calls coming in and just send in your opinion. You can do it via text or WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. Or you can call in to 07000 917 917. Do you think you should take his friend's advice and test these two ladies in order to pick your wife? Hello, good evening. Please try to call back. We're wrapping up very soon. Hello, good evening. Yes, good evening.
Let him pray about it.
Say that again, please.
I said, let him pray about it.
Let him pray about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Who am I speaking with, please?
There's not calling again.
Nat. Okay. Yeah. Fantastic. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm praying about my.
You're praying about yours as well.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. So Nat, who called earlier with a similar situation, is saying that he's praying about his as well, and he's also recommending that Kola does the same thing, to pray about it. There's really nothing that prayer cannot solve, but we need to put in the work as well. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, Sonto.
Yes, good evening.
I didn't even know that you are the one on studio today. When I called the first time last week, I was told that you are sick.
Yes, I was
Are you
under the weather.
okay now?
I'm getting stronger every day. Thank you.
Get more stronger in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you so much.
I'm the one that caught Valentine that caught some minutes ago.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Valentine.
I met the guy in the test well. Then after testing, he will be tested. Then he will know the money.
Make him do it.
I just called to greet you that I didn't know that it's you.
Oh, okay. Okay, no problem.
This is why I call back to know that thing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that very much.
You become tester.
Thank you so much, Valentine. Okay, Valentine is calling to send his regards in reference to the fact that I wasn't feeling too well last week. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Valentine. He's also still saying that I don't see what you're talking about when it comes to testing this person. Just go with who your heart wants. Seven minutes to 11 on Your Women Radio WFM 91.7. And we're inching closer to the end of the program. And let me just do a quick recap of the schools of thought that we've gotten tonight. I think the most important thing that we've gotten tonight would be to pray about it. And I repeat this because so many people said it. Pray about it. Decide what you want after God has spoken to you. And then that would be your confirmation. And that would be who your wife would be. Somebody also said, take their names to church and have the pastors pray over it and intercede for you and then help you make a decision and tell you what God has told them in answer to your prayer request as to who you should pick. Another person has said that there's no need to waste time. There's no need to test them when you can just follow your heart. There's no need to test them when you can just follow your heart, because no person can love two people at the same time. No person can love two people at the same time the same way. So there's no point testing them when you already know who your heart really wants. So go for that person. And then some other people say you can actually pray about it, you can fast about it, you can do all of these things, but you should still test them. You should still test them. Okay, Gerald is saying, I would like to ask Kola what the first among the two ladies lacked that made him go into another relationship. Okay, we're pressed for time, so we really can't ask that question, Gerald. We really can't ask that question. But I do want to point out that sometimes it's very, very, it's a dicey situation. It's a very dicey situation. Sometimes something doesn't necessarily have to be lacking in somebody for you to be attracted to something else about somebody else. Something doesn't have to be wrong with the person that you're with to stop you from getting attracted to somebody else. Everything can be great with them. I mean, a lot of men who cheat, even a lot of women who cheat, sometimes their husbands are the perfect husband material. They're the perfect husbands, they're the perfect fathers. Sometimes, even when a man cheats on his wife or his girlfriend, she's the right person. She's the greatest person. In terms of looks, beauty, attitude, she has everything. Yes, they still cheat. So sometimes it doesn't have to do with what causes it or what somebody lacks for you to try to find it somewhere. Sometimes it's just a function of you. You're just the one that is seeking attention. You're just the one who wants to make yourself feel good by getting attention from more than one person. It's a psychological thing actually, and it stems back to a lot of other little challenges that build up to that. So it doesn't necessarily have to do with the fact that somebody lacks something for you to actually meet somebody else and fall in love with them. So on that note, I would say all the schools of thought that we've received so far are valid and completely appreciated. Thank you very much to everyone who has sent in messages, everyone who has called, everyone who has kept it real with us tonight on Adult Conversations. So thank you very much. And on behalf of Kola, I would like to say thank you for joining us tonight on Adult Conversations and for giving us some really good advice. I hope that you'll be able to take I hope that Kola will be able to take an informed decision. I trust that he'll be able to take an informed decision based on all of your advice. So, on this note, I say thank you again, and I hope you'll join me tomorrow, same time, same station, same program, Adult Conversations. Thank you to the producer, Taiwo Adelaye, the engineer on duty, Michael A.K. Paul. My name is Sumto Titilayo Anjama. Good evening.
I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance.
Peace, joy, and light to you and your family. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance.
Wishing everyone a Merry Christmas and a prosperous